All right, for real this time.
And so it begins. Once again. Genesis Season 2.
Yay.
Welcome back, everyone. My
It
friends.
just keeps happening.
Yeah, there's more to it, believe it or not.
Chris has
It
got
did-
us held us here against our will.
It wasn't easy, but, you know, I pulled out all the stops to have all my friends here playing Dungeons and Dragons 5th edition with me. And, yeah. I think this is going to be a pretty exciting one, guys, because you're going to be, well, things are going to ramp up. But I think before we go forward, we first need to go back a little bit.
I segue.
It's been about 7 months of real life time, I think, in between seasons. So I think we all need a bit of a refresher, including myself, I imagine, on what has actually transpired.
Right, I will take the easiest part. We began in prison. All met, became acquainted. Uh, Yusheil got brain damage, and we fought for cigarettes. And in doing so, gained a respect for each other. But then we were set upon by a legion of insects. And then Hydromenos was like, "Get in my lantern." And we're like, "Well, okay." And thus we were shadow realmed. Do I keep going? Do I just resume?
Well, I mean, you covered about what happens in a session, so, you know, but that's fine. It's all good. Um, yeah, so just to expand a little bit on that, upon reaching the Shadow Realm, Hydromenos revealed that he was sort of a guide of sorts, that he had chosen each of you for a very specific purpose, and I've just drawn a blank. He revealed the nature of the insects, that they belong to the void, which is encroaching on creation, which has seemingly happened before, according to him, but he's a bit cagey about details. He's a bit cryptic, much to everyone's chagrin. But
Indeed.
he's clearly knowledgeable, and he hasn't led you astray thus far, including helping you get out of said shadow realm, where you acquired various new abilities, including the runes, which
Very nearly died to a death knight.
yeah, you did. Yeah, no, you made use of the runes, which are literally game-changing aspects of your character that go along with your levels. Um, you fought your way to the Dread Spire. You eliminated the source of the corruption in the area and earned Kalimvor's favor, which earned Benedikt Køvar a
Oh yeah,
meeting with the boy himself.
and I've only talked about it every chance I can get.
Yeah, that's Benedikt's conversation opener and ender.
Yeah. Hi, I met a god. Goodbye.
Yeah,
Alpha and Omega.
Just
yeah.
let them know that you're better than them.
I whenever I start a conversation, I am also T-posing on them. So
I'm now just imagining like someone you're about to kill. Tell Kalimvor I say hi. Just
God's sake.
slaughter them.
that no, that they're not important enough to actually see the man himself. Unlike me.
No, fair.
And yeah, making your way back to the overworld, the prime material plane, you got wrapped up in the conflict pretty quickly. Not directly, but insofar as you got rescued by the angels, and they got you involved in their various antics. They've got you in their employ, and they're getting you to do various tasks for them. Who would like to pick it up from here?
Shit, just trying to remember what we did from there.
We went. Did we do the giants first?
Nope.
No, we did the.
We
the
missed
No.
around.
wall
We
there
missed
at the
around
bridge.
in Oh shit! Can we get the map?
High Wraith.
You certainly can.
Messed around in High Wraith.
Yeah, we messed
We
around in
killed some
Highway for a
undead.
bit. We did some. We killed some undead. And then we got word about the hive, I believe.
Yes, that's
Yeah.
right. We got word of the hive. After which
Yeah.
we got tasked with a genie whose name I cannot, not a genie, an angel whose name I can't remember now.
Seratel.
Hey, Seratel, who was a Deva, I believe.
Yeah.
And we had to go scout out the hive. Found this massive fucking creepy.
We stopped in Mistlight for a little bit though, didn't we?
That's right.
Yeah.
Up with someone's parent.
Yeah. But yeah,
Um,
we cleared out the hive. We risked it for the biscuit, and we won and leveled up. Although we almost died because one of us was too afraid to touch it.
We got them juicy powers, and then skedaddled on back to lure the information to the angel boy, who then said, "Hey, nice, well done. Now go do this other thing." So we did that other thing.
That's right.
Yeah,
Which
that
I think was heading north to speak with the giant.
that was to get rid of the stone giants.
Yeah, we went past Garrison Farm and found the cowboys without guns.
Yeehaw.
Which was
Um,
cool.
Yeah. Then we found Brungier's clan, who we
Was it the first time that we met them that you just like one shot an ogre?
Yeah.
Keys
Yeah.
one shot an ogre.
Lizard fella fully just like, yeah.
And then on the way to the stone giants, like one of us almost got one shot by a belay.
That's right.
And then we like rinsed the fucking stone giant king.
Yeah.
And then and then we rinsed,
Understood.
and then one of us rinsed the ice giant king. But there was a lot of stuff that we did in the dwarf lands before we killed the.
Yeah,
before
we
went
met
to the ice.
we met
Robin's
Robin's
parents.
family. Drunk a
Yeah.
fuck ton of dwarven ale. Almost died drinking dwarven ale.
I didn't die. Oh, that was
No,
I mean,
obviously not. None of us
Oh.
died drinking it.
no, I was immune to alcohol. Remember,
Yeah.
I
You were
used
very
it. I
upset about
used it
that.
to like bet people in drinking battles.
Yeah. That
Although
fuck.
we rinsed the stone giant in a friendly way.
Yeah.
It is worth noting, I think.
Yeah, obviously.
Was the frost giants that we cut the head off the martyr.
Yes.
And we installed a figurehead. To rule them for us. A lizard man who now lives in the snow. Let's not talk about that.
Yeah, fuck that guy.
He's
Anyway, unless I am horribly mistaken, we went fuck home, and the angels were like, no, we were tasked with finding. No, we weren't tasked. We were dissuaded from trying to stop the hell portals. I think that we were told we were. No, we were tasked with finding it but not stopping it, I believe, right?
we were given an angel comrade to aid in it. No, we're
We were.
helping an angel comrade to do it.
Yes.
Hmm.
And Gabriel was like, hey, you guys are a bunch of fucking normies. Do you really want to do this? And we were like,
Hey,
yeah,
fuck
man.
you.
Anything
And
for a
so-
bro.
We went at it. I think it was pretty slim. We didn't smash it by any means. There was no rinsing today.
It was a
Wait,
well
sorry, what are
balanced
we referring to?
the hell fight excursion thing. Incursion.
Oh,
The
Yeah.
end.
I mean, I know
Yeah,
that
no,
there's
yours-
definitely something we're missing out here because there was, we got we leveled up 3 times. One was the hive, one was the ice giants. But I can't. What was the other one?
I'm pretty sure you leveled up once in the Shadow Realm, so
Yeah.
that's okay.
True, yeah, we did. Oh, we leveled up on the boat, yeah.
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 But yeah, no, you guys weren't actually sent after the Hell Portal, I don't think. You were
Well, yeah,
you were
we're
tasked
sent to
with
find
finding
Gabriel, right?
Yeah, you were tasked to
Oh,
find Gabriel
yes.
because he hadn't been heard from in ages.
That's
And
right.
then when you found him, he was basically like, I'm not leaving until I destroy it. And so you guys are like, oh, fuck, fine, okay.
Be a big bitch about it, and then we helped him.
Yeah. And
And
then,
he died, now we're all traumatized.
yeah,
Well, we're
you
traumatized because
did,
we saw hell, right?
yeah, you are traumatized because, yeah, you witnessed hell basically spewing forth and corrupting the landscape. And
wasn't
you
too bad.
also looked into the portal, which isn't fun. And y- yeah, Gabriel's has angels are weird in how they work. He didn't die, but he was
Oh, worse.
yeah,
Yeah.
his identity was kind of shattered
He was
in a
given free
sense.
will.
Yeah, he'd broken free of the pull of essence that angels come from, and he's managed to dose himself up with a good helping of void corruption. But he did so by using the void artifact that destroyed the portal. So he's a hero in a lot of ways, but he's not quite the same person he was before.
Yes. But I'm sure we have seen the last of him forever.
He will never come up again.
Thank God. I wouldn't want to fight a fucking corrupt Dave, goddamn. Be a rough
He was a
fight.
he was a planeter.
Planet.
Yeah.
Jesus Christ.
He was strong, and we will be stronger. Eventually.
Eventually.
Yeah, him live from live.
I like how just by default, Oliver is by far the most well-adjusted of the party now.
Yeah, strangely
Yeah.
enough. By being a fucked up 60-something-year-old fuck.
I don't know what I'm
Who's
telling you, but my one ain't that bad, okay? It's just I don't sleep.
who's the most adjusted previously? Probably Benedikt. He's pretty chill.
Yeah.
I mean, I'm a bit of a
Yeah.
klepto, but, you know, other than
It-
that, I'm still pretty well adjusted.
Yeah, that's a recent that's a recent thing.
Yeah, no, that's what I'm
Uh,
saying.
Quick question about the thing, what are they called? The negative traits we have. Do we still have to roleplay them continuing, or do they kind of like we get out of them as we start going adventuring again, or
He did
will I
mention
be
this.
staying up all night? Sorry.
You can like sort of like have a religious thing, right? Which means that I have the best chance of getting over it. Fuck you all.
you so it's not going to be a major thing by any stretch. Just treat it as you would any of your other traits, where like they come up where they're relevant.
Like, you still get your full night's rest, but you're, like, not nearly satisfied by it.
Yeah,
Okay, so I'm not actually fatigued all the time.
no.
You can play it out to be, though.
You would
Yeah, I can play it out to be,
you would
but
legitimately die in a week.
yeah,
Yeah,
exactly.
You die in,
You
like,
aren't
6 days.
you aren't mechanically fatigued.
Cool. I'm just getting 6 hours of sleep rather than the recommended 8,
Yeah.
apparently.
Yeah. Okay, so in regards to the time in between, just an out of character, real world note.
Oh, no.
Meredith, who now goes by Elizabeth, for the interested viewer, is on hiatus. Uh, she has health issues, which I won't go into. That's for her to disclose. Um, there's every chance that she's still watching. Uh, but either way, I think I speak for all of us when I say that I hope that she gets better and returns. It could go either way, honestly. But
Time shall tell.
yeah,
Hmm.
she's still here in spirit, I think.
Ghost.
Yeah, just like Ben Kenobi.
I
Yeah.
don't know.
She's a force ghost.
Force
Not dead or
ghost.
anything. But kinda.
Yeah.
Also point out that Mike's character is still a mystery.
That's saying.
Well, we still don't know who he's playing.
We have some speculation, but
Man, it's gonna be
Yeah.
it's gonna be an epic reveal when he's the BBEG.
I think he's playing a guy living in Hamilton going to university.
Well, would you want to know some fun facts? The guy living in Hamilton going to university is currently in Napier.
oh,
That makes sense.
Hmm.
Yeah, the fact that we haven't heard anything about it is really on brand.
Yeah. Yeah. And in terms of in character stuff, during the 6 months of absence, during the downtime, uh Elizabeth's character, Robin, she's entered some sort of meditative trance is a bit of a charitable word. A trance makes it sort of sound like it's nice.
Coma.
She's she's sort of in a meditative stasis. I can hear myself through someone's audio. No, never mind. I can't anymore. Um, yes, I can.
That was really good timing.
That's me.
Yep.
Sorry. Some reason
It's
my
okay.
it picks up for some reason.
It's alright. It might just be me peeking, to be fair.
No, that was me. I saw my thing light up on Discord.
No, I meant as in it might be my fault. But yeah, as for the other bullet points, yeah, she's in a meditative stasis, and it's not clear how to release her yet. Vamiel sent a follow-up letter apologizing for losing his temper, which, I mean, he didn't really, but I guess that's his version of losing his temper.
Yeah.
And
Yeah,
he
it's kind of
sent
told us to
a
fuck off for a bit, eh?
yeah, he basically just said like yeah, he basically just said like get out of my sight. Um, but he sent a coatl by the name of Dretha to be the steward of the fortress, handling the bookkeeping and whatnot, so you guys don't have have to micromanage the shit out of the place. And over the last few months, it has become sort of a self-sustaining entity. You've hemorrhaged gold into getting places built, including an Artificer's lab, where Yusheil's been churning out just the most
Random
it's just the most random sundries you can think of.
Very
And
random.
by random sundries, I mean some pretty cool stuff, some pretty useful stuff.
We forgot
Um,
to finish preparing a couple of those items. I forgot to message you throughout the week.
yeah, you did, Jarod. I'm very disappointed. And now it's too late. Keys, he has he's resigned from the group, which I know will come as a big surprise. But he's got bigger fish to fry. He didn't really like any of them anyway. He's gone he's gone back up north to lead the Frost Giants with the aid of one of the items Yusheil prepared, the Helm of the Frost Giant King. And yeah, he's going to be an enduring ally in their efforts, but just not a party member anymore. So good times there. And in his place is Mr. Oliver Fitzroy, who came to the front gates of the fortress, and he was like, "Hey, you going, cunt?" And he said, well, what did he say? He
I'm one of
basically
you
said,
now.
yeah, he basically said you guys have got room for one more.
He kind of like forced himself on the group,
yeah.
Yeah.
Just said
Which
I
is
want
very-
in.
which is very in character.
Yeah,
I mean, I'm sure it'll prove useful, and if not, he's a great meat shield.
I don't know. He's great. Me shield like an old man.
Ooh, that's a good idea. I could
Yeah.
tape him to my shield.
Exactly.
Jesus. I wonder if he's the strongest person in the group at the moment, like strength-wise.
What is your strength?
19.
Yes.
Oh wow.
Fucking hell.
He's a ripped old boy.
He has that like laborer old man strength.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's what I was thinking of.
Oh, I have to put the toppings on my pizza now.
You would do
Right.
that.
Yes. I hope you guys don't mind.
We do,
We're gonna
but
keep
we're not
going.
going to say anything.
Okay, cool. In which case, I'll be
We're gonna
back in,
resent
like,
you
5 to 10
forever, but
minutes.
say it, but not say it.
Oh,
out
that's
loud.
that. I was already expecting that. Okay, already happens. I won't be long.
At least he knows his place.
Yeah.
Fuck you, Ryan.
Christ.
Classic.
Yeah. And the I think the final thing that happened of note is that the guide himself, Hydromenos, the Oracle, he returned to the fortress during a New Year celebration, and he talked to you guys in secret. He sort of unofficially indoctrinated Oliver into the fray, and he offered to clarify things that you weren't sure about thus far. Which, I mean, you know, there were a lot of questions I expected you guys to have that you apparently didn't or didn't think of,
Yep.
but you at least had the opportunity.
Indeed.
It's classic teacher asking you if there's any questions.
Yeah. I'm sure all throughout this season you'll think of like, oh shit, we could have asked Hydromenos, but don't worry, this isn't the last.
Dude, we could have asked him the meaning of life. Fuck.
It seems
Give
like
him a
you've got.
shit.
It seems like because you got the duality of recruiting one giant and killing another, that you've sort of got respect +5 from him, because you understand that some things you just gotta do what need to be do. You
In
do.
the top right of our vision, Hydromenos liked that.
Yeah, exactly. That's precisely it.
Sometimes don't kill things. He's an easy man to please, apparently.
He's a pleasure
Which-
to ease.
And I think that's just about everything that culminates in today. The first episode of Genesis Season 2.
No.
It's been about a month since Hydromenos' visit. You're still eagerly awaiting word from the Angelic Order about an opening to the fire plane. And one fateful day, a letter does arrive.
Oh yeah.
Just a moment. Here we go. I was gonna say I've lost the music.
Oh no.
Yeah.
Forgot about the music, man.
Yeah, a letter does arrive, but it's from a very standard looking courier.
Very unstandard.
Hmm.
A very standard looking courier.
Hawks Bay, NZ Courier. The red van just rocks up
Yeah.
Jesus.
and like
No.
drives up your driveway, sees that you're not home, and then leaves without actually knocking on the door. Classic.
Yeah.
We're here to escapism. Come on now. What's the letter say?
Yeah, it's a fellow on horseback. Both of them are covered in dust. There is a fair amount of it floating across the roads today. You notice, and he leans down from his horse wordlessly, grabs a note out of the satchel and hands it over to whoever's at the front gate.
Ooh.
Be the who would check the mail?
It'd probably be
I
Ollie,
mean-
honestly, outside.
I'd say
He
maybe
doesn't-
Philip because he's a morning
Yeah.
person.
It also-
Ordinarily, I'd say probably none of you guys. You'd probably just like have people outside the gate who would bring it in. But
Oh.
like today it is one of you.
Sure, good.
Okay.
and because Kelton volunteered first.
Ah. No. Sure.
Yeah.
You bear the burden.
And nab it
Yeah.
off him.
Sure. It's a note, quite square as opposed to the rectangular that is customary. No wax, just a crimson thread tied in a
Hmm.
bow around it.
Ooh.
Are there any like sender details or anything?
No, nothing of the sort.
Bennett, scam.
Alright. Thanks, Let's.
Yeah.
I chuck it in the river and walk up. No, I'll
No correspondence.
yeah, I'll just kind of like walk up to the keep looking for the whoever I come across first, probably Phil if I had to guess.
Yeah.
Yep. Okay.
Stirring his morning coffee.
During whiskey with morning coffee.
Yeah, exactly. Irish.
And gunpowder.
Yeah, I slap it over to you.
Good morning. Oh, what's this?
Oh, no, Sam. Just had a courier drop by.
Oh, all right. That's. I read it. I just read it.
As in it's in a jumble of letters that you do
Oh.
not fucking understand.
Oh, the Caesar cipher.
Keegan. No, I'm kidding.
No, you're-
Yeah, this is the coded letter that you guys
Hmm.
sorted out during the break. I think because Jarod solved it, that it can be Yusheil who decodes it. However, since he's not here, I'd say he like walks in, sort of like he he reaches over your shoulder and grabs it, and he says, "Oh yeah, this is this is a Caesar cipher. Looks like it's been I guess that 13 at the bottom means it's been shifted 13 places." And he quickly gets to work just like writing what each of the characters are. And he says, "Huh, very interesting." And he shows it to the group.
Yeah.
Just give you guys permission to view it.
Right, points blank for coded letter.
That's the one. Yeah, the letter says, "In light of your recent land acquisition, you are hereby invited to the prestigious Red Baron Society. Present yourself at the Crimson Oak in 2 standard weeks. Dress code is suit and tie. Faces and names must be concealed at all times. Failure to abide by this standard will result in persona non grata status."
Would we have any idea what the Crimson where the Crimson Oak is or what the hell the Red Baron Society is?
I would say that the locals would, i.e., Philip and Benedikt. They would
Yeah.
both know where it is. It's viewed as a
The Illuminati.
it's viewed as a strange kind of oddity among the inns. It is an invite only establishment. It's never come off as very high class, but the fact that yeah, you've certainly never been allowed in. It's always been a mystery.
Wait, those guys? The Crimson Oak? I've heard of them. I've never been in, obviously.
Yeah, I've heard of them too.
They always kind of rub you the wrong way. You know, all the secrecy and shit.
Sound like a bunch
Other
of
player
tosses to me.
invited. What'd you say, Ollie?
Sounds like a bunch of tosses to me.
You could certainly say that. But for
Well.
some reason, we wanted in the presence of tosses, so we'll be rude not to show up. But
Overly wealthy fraternity people.
I. Hmm.
Hell, it'd now be rude not to show up, eh?
I mean, if not for the fact that there's probably free food and drink, Philip.
Yeah,
Probably
try
More
free drink.
drink than
Just try not
food.
to fill your bag up with a penny.
I
What?
can't fill a bag up with alcohol. I think.
I
Just
just
fill your
just
fucking
an
sack
just
with
an
your
aside for like the stuff that I've been collecting. I imagine like Ben has been going out like basically because he's been sort of realigning himself more with Kalimvor than his like martial training lately over the
Yes.
7 months. I imagine the way that he's done that is literally just going into the forest and just staying there all day and like
Yeah.
observing like, for lack of a better term, like just natural like death in the world. Like maybe he came across like the corpse of a fucking like elk or something and just like watched it
Yeah.
decompose, which
Uh,
anyone that didn't understand what he was doing would see it as like a really odd thing to do.
I mean, it's odd
Yeah.
no matter what.
Yeah.
Now.
And it has helped certainly that a lot of the time that you've spent out there, it has been the autumn or the
Yeah.
fall.
Ah.
So yeah, you have observed the changing of the seasons. You've seen the life die away, and it's starting to come back anew.
Mm.
Starting to see the cycle for what it is, and you've gained new insights into Kalimvor's teachings. But yeah, your sword arm's a bit rusty.
The other thing that he would have done is that's where he would have collected a lot of the things.
Yeah,
Lots
he has
of
collected many
odd
trinkets.
little stones and sticks that are interesting to him for some unknown reason.
Yeah,
Real nice shape.
yeah. The party each has a strange trait that they've picked up from gazing into the Hell Portal, and it has manifested over those few months. But yeah, regardless.
Wait a second. Wait. I don't want a suit. Do any of you?
can't say either way.
What, own a suit? No.
Yeah, huh.
I mean,
Yusheil's just passed out on the table.
we are technically landlords now. I suppose we should probably get some like nicer clothes.
But my jacket's so comfortable.
Nah.
Yeah.
Could all these clothes pass as a suit if you like took off the armor and stuff over it?
Are you gonna be? Wait a minute.
Because he kind of like wears a duster and like a dress shirt with like a those like Texan tie things.
It
It would
pro-
probably
polo tie.
it would be like business casual, probably not suit and tie.
Okay.
I guess we need to get some. How much is a suit even?
I
I just dropped a
imagine
lot of money on this.
it's cheaper than a suit of armor.
Oh, we didn't discuss, but how much gold does Ollie start with, if any?
Yeah, that's correct.
2
I will
cents.
just he starts with 2 silver pieces.
1 copper! And you're lucky to have it.
Jesus.
2 silver, mate. That's a day's work. Can't.
I
To
didn't,
change, you filthy animal.
I didn't realize Philip's last name was Havisham.
Havisham?
Havisham? You seen Great Expectations?
Nope.
Oh.
Oh,
I've
you
never
missed
read
it.
Great Expectations, I guess.
Isn't Havisham the one who she's in the wedding dress?
Yeah.
Yeah, I
The
thought so. I
fucking
haven't seen it.
weird-ass miserly chick.
I know of her character.
Yeah.
Well, 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 Oliver. What have we here?
I'll wait for that. I'll say over the like coming months, you guys get to kind of like see Ollie a bit more. You notice that he spends a hell of a lot of his time just like kind of outside. Like he does sleep in the bedroom, but he just like he enjoys the outdoors.
Expect that, kinda.
Yeah, you
Nice.
don't see Yusheil much at all outside.
Fucking dweeb.
You're
And
right.
if you do, it's him testing something, probably blowing something up. To be honest,
Classic.
classic.
But that you're only doing it outside because you tried doing it inside and you almost killed yourself.
Yeah, that there was an accident, but also it's not good to test things inside. It might damage other materials. Outside, though, you can damage other people, and they're easily replaced.
I can't wait not to resurrect you.
Fuck's sake.
Oh, let's play diamond in my other pants. Whoops. I guess he's out.
These.
Also, I left that spell off my spell sheet.
Oh god.
Okay, Ollie starts with 575.
Yeah, right. I can do that.
Texas.
Not bad at all. I mean, looking at Ollie's like character design and personality, that man has never paid a tax in his entire fucking life.
Yeah. Yeah. Oh no, you got me, mate.
That's what I'm actually here, mate. Tax evasion.
Xerxes ain't after me, the government. Fuck's sake.
But I suppose we better go shopping or something.
Yes, and High Ride's the only place that's close.
You would guess correctly.
Alright. Shall we head on out then, lads? Ain't no time like
Oh,
the present. We get
out of curiosity, are we like, are we practically like dead like between Hyreth and Mistlight? Or is one closer than the other?
Like a tiny bit closer to Mistlight.
Oh yeah.
We're talking like an hour.
Oh yeah. Yeah. So Hyreth is definitely better for shopping.
Yeah.
Although probably more attention will be honest there. But
I was gonna
well.
say you are still wanted in High Wraith.
Yes. But would bumfuck Mistlight have a suit store?
Probably.
Yeah.
Yeah, probably. I don't know why it
Probably.
wouldn't. What the fuck am I saying?
Mistlight is still like quite a well established place. It's pretty much Wypark.
Okay, you know, maybe we should get a Hyreth.
Not in terms of the culture.
Yeah, I know.
Sorry to anyone living in Wypark. You should just move.
Hey, dude, you really think anyone from YPUC are gonna be fucking listening in?
Yeah, fucking internet.
They still have rotary. Dude, that's still on rotary phones, mate. They don't have internet yet.
Jesus.
Probably drinking themselves fucking under the table.
Yeah. Well, it's up to you guys.
I think we should gamble Mistlight. I mean, we don't need like the most high end. I mean, we don't need the most high end, kind of thing. We can just.
I think
there's some high end lads though, aren't there?
here's the other thing, right?
Hey,
Like this Red Baron society obviously exists around here, so like there might be a place in Mistlight. I'm sure there's a tailor there anyway that can make us it, and then like we could just get it couriered to our place.
What city is the Crimson Oak in?
High Wraith.
Oh, it's in Hyreth. Okay, so we're gonna have to end up in Hyreth anyway. When is the party?
2 weeks.
Yeah.
In 2 weeks.
We could plan it so we get our suits like a few days before the party, while we're in High Wraith.
Yeah,
Sure.
just stay in Hyreth for a few days. Works for me. Wait, do we have horses, by the way?
Yeah,
Okay,
we bought
cool.
horses last time.
It was a while ago.
for some time.
Yeah. No, I'd say you guys, you have horses here. There's enough of an infrastructure now.
I still feel bad that we abandoned our first horses.
Shall we, Chris?
What?
should I give the stats here for Ryan's shield, or should we still process over a little bit, or do you think that's pretty good?
I mean, I think that's decent enough. We can change it as we go if we need to.
All right.
If
so
it's too
Ryan,
broken, I'll tell you.
+1 shield.
Tell you.
Oh, I thought you were just
3d8.
gonna. I thought you were gonna like send it to me.
No. I haven't got an item actually made up.
Oh
but
my
you can
God.
Put it in D&D Beyond.
Yeah, well, I gotta
Yeah,
like
Jarod
write it
really
down
has-
first.
Aha.
It really
What?
has dropped the wedding cake on this one.
Plus
certainly
one
has.
shield. Is it? Yeah. I gotta remember how to spell words now.
Yeah.
Wow, thanks, Jarod. Needs to spell words.
Your
Good,
rod.
I gotta
Actually,
do like level
what?
1 English again.
I'll just type it to you so we can continue with this.
Thank God. Wait. Did you write this down on paper or something? Why can't you just copy and paste it?
Because we've edited things.
What?
Find out.
You'll see.
See. You will live to regret your actions. But yes, Mistlight.
Yeah. It will take you about a day and a half to get to Mistlight, and then it will take.
No, remember there is a Xerxes place in Mistlight though. Right? Yeah, there
okay.
is.
We use
No, there was
disguises.
an ambush, wasn't there? Like the.
There
Yeah,
was
they set up an
right in the
ambush, but
main-
also I stopped the bar guy from like going to the fucking Xerxes outpost and ratting us out by using one of my pariah points.
That's right.
Oh, actually, do you know who's not known to Xerxes' squad? That's Oliver. We can get him to do our fucking shopping, huh?
Yeah, probably, yeah.
I mean,
Now you're gonna have to measure our sizes. We're gonna have to.
yeah,
get
no,
these pretty
you've
well
got to go
done.
in to get measured. I don't.
Mm.
No offense, but I don't trust your tailoring skills, Oliver.
Oh, come on, mate. Can't be that bad.
I don't want the back of your head grazing any of my bits.
Come on, I've skinned a lot of animals.
What side do you dress, mate?
Jesus.
It up now or wait, so we kind of have time. It's also a very urgent situation.
Situation.
So it does that.
Okay, so a trip from the fortress to Mistlight, then to High Wraith, it will take about a week.
We can fuck around for a week if we intend to cut it close. But I don't see why we would do that.
Yeah.
You can fuck around for 5 days, and that gives you enough, enough time either way.
Yeah?
Right.
We'll fuck around 5 days in our suits. Let's head out.
Jesus.
Yup. Let's do it.
So it begins.
Okay, so 5 days pass. At the crack of dawn, you will mount your horses, and you begin the ride toward Mistlight.
Woo!
I haven't been out here in like 7 months.
Oh, so wait, we're heading to Mistlight and then we're immediately going to High Wraith.
I mean, if we're heading out now, we can go to Mistlight, then back, then faff around for like a day or two, then go back. Go to High Ray.
Okay. Yeah. The double backing does seem kind of awkward.
Yeah, it takes about a day and a half to reach Mistlight.
Cool.
Sweet. Do we arrive in time for suit shopping? Or is it like dark or some shit? as the sun is wont to do.
Well, if you leave at dawn, then you'd be arriving in Mistlight in
Oh.
like the afternoon.
Day and a half, right? It'd say that. Then yeah, don't add. Then yeah, it's time then.
Yeah, you don't encounter any strange beasties or anything odd on the way. Mostly just passing mercenary patrols. As far as Mistlight goes, they don't tend to send guards along the routes. They tend to send companies of mercenaries to keep the road clear.
Okay.
And yeah, you arrive safely
Sweet.
after a day and a half in the town of Mistlight, which I'll move you back to.
Yeah.
So move you back, moving you there for the first time.
Now, where is Taylor?
I doubt we'll just find it in the market.
Yeah, probably.
Go looking,
Do
lads.
we split up maybe?
Wait, let me just see.
Well,
I
duh.
lived here before.
did live
Do
here
I
before.
know where it is?
You lived here before many years ago.
Yeah.
That's many more years than anyone else.
I'm a very wise boy. I will use my wiseness to find.
Yeah.
Probably
My
the
point-
market. Let's
My
go.
point is, I know half of us don't live in Hastings anymore, but do you know how often the shops here change?
Yeah.
That's
They
actually
just
a good
close,
point.
and
Last
obviously
time I
don't
was there,
reopen.
To be
Oh,
fair,
it's
the
like
one
different.
and only suit shop in Hastings has been in the same place for like 15 years.
Yeah.
So Hastings was a bad example, but I do see
I
your
will
point.
trust it. It was a good example of everything barring the specific store.
Honestly, I think my pet's ready. I'll be back in a jiffy.
Oh my god.
Well, good thing Benedikt's rolling the fucking.
Yeah, what am I
willpower
rolling
roll
here? Is it just a perception-y boy?
something.
Yeah, give me a perception roll. You go through the most
It's
likely
like, oh my god,
candidates.
look at that guy in a really well-tailored fresh suit that just came out of that store. Oh my god.
So, where did you get your suit?
My goodness.
Whoa. Wow.
Sure.
Beautiful.
Okay.
I love being wise.
Yeah. You pick up pretty quickly that the more affluent area of the city is sort of like just next to the Green Temple ward around about here, and you realize that there is sort of a little like a
Oh.
boutique area around here,
Excellent.
and I'll put a pin down.
Ooh. This is actually quite like on brand for me. Just realized something. Well, seeing as I'm basically just like Spider-Manning my look from Kellenvor himself, I could just get a mask like Kellenvor as well.
Oh
Jesus.
my god.
Yeah, yeah. The shop is called Seams and Themes.
Hey.
That's a pretty good name.
Yeah, it's a nice looking place. With it has like a front porch area made out of polished and varnished wood, which quickly opens up onto a very rustic looking storefront. It's obviously very well maintained. It has like iron mannequins in the window with various men's and women's wear for the well tailored, for the
Privileged.
affluent.
Alright, wander on in, ding-a-ling. Who's running this fucking shit show? This absolute fuck up of a store.
There is a
Yeah, it's very nice.
There is a tall gentleman. He's probably about 6 foot. He is in a suit of his own. He is just adjusting one of his cufflinks as he looks over one of the display cases. and when he hears the bell ring, he turns to an assistant who has like sandy blonde hair. Probably wouldn't be older than 20. And the tall gentleman who has like quite a good head of hair, although it is quite grayed. He says, "Joffrey, we have customers." And then he turns quite exaggerately and opens up his arms and says, "Welcome to Seams and Themes."
Hello, we need suits.
Suits? Well, it would seem you've come to the right place and not a moment too soon, huh? Look at you. Look at you.
What do
kind
you
of
mean?
weather have you been in?
A lot.
All of them.
Yeah, don't worry, lad. He's always told you. Might want to get him something weatherproof, eh?
He does
Actually,
get wet a lot.
that would be nice, actually.
He puts two fingers up to his chin and has a look over you and says, "Yes. Yes.
Yes?
Yes.
Sorry, I often lose myself when it comes to the unique requirements.
You
I know what
After
that's like.
all, we say here at Seams and Themes that the clothes make a man.
I do.
Ooh,
That's why I wear this excellent coat all the time.
excellent. I can see holes in it.
Yeah, it ain't exactly party material.
It gives it character. Sip whiskey.
Yeah. Ours is not to judge, but to merely smile at your passing, and of course your coin.
Hey, at least he's
Now,
honest.
so it will be one for each of you, I suppose.
Yeah, why
That
not?
sounds
Eh?
Yeah.
good, actually.
Off for a stag do, are we?
Yeah.
Something like
Yeah,
that.
something like
Something
that.
like that.
I
Yeah.
wish I knew.
He's the one being left out.
What? Ugh. Ignore him.
Well, let's get each of you measured and see what we can do.
Yeah, right.
I'll take off my armor. Wait, we didn't come in armor, did we? We came in like normal civilians, or?
I mean, it depends. What would you come in with?
Yeah, I would have come in as civilian. Great.
Yeah.
Ollie probably just like wearing his chest piece, which you could take off, but nothing else. So like, not really armor.
Yeah, I'd have my
Like-
armor in my bag of holding.
He's wearing armor, but not enough to protect him.
My armor
hopefully.
would be back in the fucking citadel.
Yeah.
I would bring my sword and board just in case.
Ollie pretty much just like takes his duster off, and then takes the chest piece off, then chucks it in the corner or something.
Which, for fucking hell, when I'm fully armored, I have 22 AC now.
Jesus.
Hey, join the 22 AC gang.
15.
Yeah, over the next 4 or 5 hours, you all get measured and fitted. He goes through like the various materials that are available to you, the linings. So yeah, it's like a fairly custom job for each of you, and he is very supportive the whole time, keeping up his salesman rapport, but like seeming like genuinely excited for the final product. And when he's finally got, when he finally has all the details sorted, he brings each of you to the front counter, and he says, "Now then, let's run up your total, shall we?"
We shall.
Yeah, he begins like typing away on a counting machine.
Pulls out his abacus.
One of those newfangled calculators.
Not even, it's just a fucking, like, Casio, whatever the fuck they're called.
Yeah.
Ye olde Casio
That will
900.
be 15 gold pieces each.
Yeah, all right. I suppose I can do that, eh?
Yeah, it sounds pretty
Oh
good.
no, that's a watch. Never mind.
And it comes with a full year's warranty. If it gets any tears, any stains during that time, just come here and we will fix it right up.
Oh, that's
Really?
very nice.
Of course, we have the
Alright.
utmost faith.
Oh,
Alright,
Well
as for the
then,
suits
I-
as for the suits themselves, come back the morning after tomorrow, and it shall be oh, what's the word?
done.
Completed.
It shall be sorted for you.
excellent.
Well-
Very helpful.
Thank you much, lad.
What was the price again? Sorry.
15 gold.
Ah, hell yeah.
It's a bit steep, but we can hack it. We're adventurers.
Now, is there anything else you required while you were here?
Quick question, Chris. This is a masquerade sort of thing, right?
Yes.
So we have to bring the
Yeah.
masks. We need masquerade masks.
You guess you could say masquerades.
You say this to the
Yeah.
fella?
Yeah.
Also, Kelton, yes, that is why it's called Masquerade.
Yeah.
I plan on making my own.
Yeah,
With all the
sounds
sticks
about
you've been
right.
collecting.
Hmm?
With all the sticks you've been collecting.
No, with some steel at a forge.
You've probably left it a tad late.
Have I?
Hanging out in the afternoon. Kidding. I don't know.
Hmm.
I'm trying to think about that. So wait, are we like getting done at this place and then immediately riding straight to thing for the party?
Yeah.
I mean, not necessarily, but the fact that the suits are going to take a little bit longer than you intended means you don't really have that buffer now.
Hmm. Okay, yeah, no, never mind. I was just thinking like I didn't expect a mask to take that long to forge. It's fine. I'll just buy
No,
one.
it wouldn't. But it's the fact that you can't really stop for that long.
Yeah, no, fair enough. All good.
You feed income, eh?
Hmm.
Unless you ride back on your lonesome while the rest of
I
us
was
are
just gonna
suits.
like fucking like find a blacksmith here and hijack them for a day. Like pay them money so I can make it.
You can do that if you like.
Hell yeah. And then I have a permanent metal mask for all the future masquerade parties that we're gonna have.
Oh no.
Well, I just use my helmet as my mask.
Oh god.
Probably on
Iron
your
Man helmet.
wanted poster, though. I imagine it barely counts as concealment.
No, that's fair.
It's like fucking Tony Stark wearing his Iron Man suit and be like, they'll never know that I am
Yeah,
Iron Man.
basically. No, the way I kind of think about the helmet is actually more like the what's it, like the Spartan helmet? How it has like the crest of like hairs, I guess you'd say, or like whatever that is,
Mane.
mane sort of thing. Yeah,
Mohawk.
the mohawk. Yeah.
It would be pretty distinctive.
Mm. Nonetheless, do these guys have masks, or know where we can get masks?
I don't know. Why don't you ask them?
Do you have masks?
Masks, as in like a masquerade ball sort of thing.
Exactly that.
Yes, I believe we do. It's not altogether common here, but sometimes they prefer something exotic. Yeah, he brings out a crate, which is quite dusty. He sort of blows the dust off the top and opens it up to reveal quite the selection of porcelain masks.
Ooh. Now,
Ooh.
what ones are there?
You can like effectively describe what you want it to be as long as like it's within reason.
Philip immediately, beelines for the one with like the symbol of Pisces on the forehead.
Beelines as best as he can, considering they're all in a box.
You mean
Listen.
shark lines?
He reaches for the one with the Pisces symbol on the forehead. And a nice little nice silver trim. Not real silver, of course, probably, but looks like silver.
Yeah, never know.
I'm gonna get to work trying to find a place because I mean we got a day. Wait, we've got the rest of tonight and all of tomorrow to fuck around in Mistlight. So I'm going to go try and like weasel my way into getting a blacksmith place in Mistlight.
Bloody hell.
You think they'll just let you? Oh, I've done this before, haven't we?
Oh,
At
yeah.
least once.
I mean, you pay them enough money, they let you do anything. Also, this signet ring helps.
I think this money's changed you.
Huh?
I think this money's changed you.
This is.
I'm helping out the community. And I have the signet ring. They let me get away with murder.
Money's changed you.
This is the mask that Ollie's gonna get.
Damn scary.
Oh.
Cool.
That looks like the Forgotten Joey mask or something.
Ooh, spooky.
That's a very spooky masquerade mask, dang it.
Ollie's a spooky guy.
He is very spooky.
Who wants me to smith the Mackay Forks mask?
I would rather die.
Here's Ollie's suit as well.
Oh, nice.
Hey.
I think I'd just get like a simple golden sort of mask. At the real classical Venetian style.
Basic. But I'm kidding, it's fine.
Awesome. Okay, it seems like everyone has got their shite together.
Am I? How much do I have to bribe the guys to let me use their forge?
We'll just finish out this transaction first.
Yeah, sweet as.
And
I will come back here if I can't like make the time. But it's sort of like Ben's like time killer during the like sort of downtime anyway.
Yeah.
Even if he doesn't finish it.
This is what
Yeah,
feels like half-made mask.
Huh?
It says, "Fine choices, gentlemen. Fine choices. That'll be a silver each. Nothing too steep."
Oh, excellent.
Thank you, good sir.
Might I say you have quite the ensemble.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Yeah, thank you
So-
kindly, lad.
Come
Oh,
back
but the
not
pleasure's
tomorrow.
all mine.
We don't come back tomorrow, we come back the day after.
Correct.
Got it.
Nice. Well, in that case, you'll probably
Ain't no
see you
point.
then.
Ain't no point skedaddling back to the keep. May as well stay here.
Well, yeah. I think it's 2 days anyway to get back.
To
Right?
the end.
To the barking board. Wait.
I walk
Maybe
off
the
towards...
barking board.
What do you mean, maybe?
Wasn't there an Island of Yusheil trouble last time?
I don't need to talk about. Let's go.
Didn't we pay them off?
Leave the shop. It didn't. Basically, out of character, didn't we pay them off and it was all fine?
Yeah, pretty sure.
It was, yeah. Benedikt gave him an offer he couldn't refuse.
Yeah.
A little bit of cash or his life.
Your money or your life.
God bless that Benedikt guy.
I the classic death cleric thing. I usually let people die from natural causes, but for you, I'll make an exception.
Alright, so Benedikt.
Always trying to be difficult with his smithing.
I understand. Yeah, you go around, you go up, next to the marketplace, not far from the boar, actually. There is a smithing joint, just up here. I'll just drag your token onto it, because why the hell not?
Hey, there he
Yeah,
is.
you're up thereabouts. There he is. Yeah, it's not one of the big establishments. So you figure you have a better chance of renting the place here, and the owner, much like the other one, he's not super willing to part with it. He says, "I don't know, mate. I got 300 gold contract in limbo right now."
When is it due?
It's due in 3 days. We're a little bit behind as it is.
Well, I don't have my forge set up in my keep yet anyway, so if you let me use it, I'll give you 100 gold.
He sort of hisses through his teeth like, "Oh, it's gonna have to be no less than 400, I'm afraid. Cost of the
400.
contract plus the commission."
Come now, you can push it back without it costing you that much.
Give me a persuasion roll.
Okay. Persuasion. Whoa! Already rolling good.
Oh, damn.
Beautiful.
Yeah.
Beautiful.
He sort of rolls on the balls of his feet a bit and says, 350, no less.
Fuck it, I'll make the money back. Yeah, I'll do it. Watch me roll like a 3 on my smithing check and make the tear like a fucking monkey mask by accident. 350 gold.
It is a fine forge here, sir. I'll do everything you need it to.
Alright. Minus 350.
Epic win.
I'm assuming that includes material cost, right?
Oh yeah, things like that. Yeah.
That's sweet. Cool.
That's why he wanted more, because it doesn't entirely cover everything involved.
Of course.
1 moment, please.
And I get straight to work for what, I don't know, a few hours tonight, and then I'll finish it off tomorrow.
But yeah, the majority of the party goes to the boar.
Yep.
And then there's one sweaty boy hammering away.
Yarp.
Cheer up. Oh, actually,
Give me a smithing roll.
Could I go and find him and criticize all the shit he's doing?
What? No, Smith.
Huh?
Only
What
if
was it,
you...
sorry, Kelton? Oh, Kelton, sorry,
you're
Keegan.
gonna... If you do, you're gonna get an impromptu dodgeball lesson. If you can dodge a hammer, you can dodge a ball. Okay, smithing check. What is the stat assigned to smithing? Or is
There
it
isn't
just,
one.
it's just straight proficiency?
Yeah, just a proficiency roll.
Okay, so I'll just roll a d20 and add 3 then.
Mhm.
Oof! Pariah point.
That didn't fucking take long.
Oh my god.
I said I would waste it. I don't give a shit. I don't give a fuck. I'll do
You
it.
can just try again tomorrow.
True, yeah. I'll try again tomorrow.
Dude's willing to spend like the most powerful ability, well, not the most, but one of the most powerful abilities that he has, like for a fucking mask.
Yes.
Look, if you need help, I can help.
I don't want to help.
I
Defeats
know
the
that,
purpose.
but you need help. There's a difference.
No, I don't. I just roll bad. It's the universe balancing itself out. Look at my history of rolls.
You do have historically pretty bad rolls.
No,
In Genesis, anyway.
I don't think so.
The
Everyone,
last couple rolls been pretty good.
everyone at my like IRL D&D like gameplay, they fucking hate my metal dice because they always roll ridiculously good.
Oh, really?
You bake metal dice?
What? Yes.
You just like buy some coke from fucking the supermarket just to fucking like melt it a little bit.
I get excited when I roll
Christ.
natural ones just because it's a little bit different.
That didn't sound like excitement.
Huh? No, these are digital dice. They can go to hell when they die. I don't trust them. When I roll a natural one on digital dice, it's the game developers getting like trying to get at me. You can't argue with a real dice though.
You can't dice with the real argue.
True. Not gonna lie.
You can't dice an onion if you haven't got a knife.
Knife.
Also
Woof.
not incorrect.
Exactly.
I was expecting some facetious fuck to be like, actually.
And how do you actually that even? I don't know if there's even like. No, there's nothing. There's nothing.
I mean,
Nothing but net.
if you watch You Suck at Cooking, the way that you dice an onion is by throwing it at a wall.
It's a whole ball of pieces.
Imagine you go through the process of dicing an onion and you just throw it at the wall.
Like done. Gone. Deleted.
Deleted.
Yeah.
It's like the guy that I just hired, like I just bought out this guy's fucking blacksmith shop, and he's watching me like barely make any progress.
He's like, are you sure you're a smith?
So like.
You sure you're a smith? The fucking Køvar is just crying. Like, okay, my daughter's dead. Flashback.
You think you call that a nail, boy?
Hold the torch steady while I hammer the sword.
You have like a bloody. You have like a what's it like the metal sheet that you're gonna use to make the mask, and then when you're finished, like done. That's a fucking nail.
Ah, damn! I made a nail again.
You just finish hammering it, and then you look at it in horror as you realize you've just made a Krabby Patty.
Yeah, I'm fucking doing the same thing.
Not again. I accidentally invented a Glock. Like, ah, fuck. This isn't what I wanted at all.
Oh,
Okay.
man.
I'll finish eating now, so we can continue.
Sweet.
Epic. They can win.
Yeah. The three of you step into the inn.
Oh, reliable.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, you push open the doors, and when the barkeep looks over,
Ah,
you see his eye. You see his eyes sort of narrow, and he just like kind of looks down at what he's doing again.
I walk up to the bar, and I just sort of say to him, "I'm going to need like 5 eggs."
So just for reference, I cannot fucking remember what accent I gave him, so I'm just gonna make it up.
Yeah, it's new management.
New management, old guy.
In a midlife crisis and bought like a Ferrari, like fucking horse-drawn bullshit.
Wouldn't that be fucked? Just like you go up, talk to this exact same guy, has a different accent, and when you question it, he's like, "No management."
My brain's on the new management.
Yeah.
That'd be fucked.
I outsource my brain power to a different country.
Yeah. He looks up and says, "So you lot are back."
Indeed.
But you miss
5
us.
eggs, was it?
This is 5. And an
Afraid
ale, of
we've
course.
only- Afraid we've only got 4.
Why do you even want eggs?
I'm just feeling eggs today, okay? What's wrong with that? 4 eggs would do. And 5 was probably too much anyway. I kind of underestimate the power of, egg. Just 4 eggs,
Ollie-
please.
Ollie kind of like shoves his way past and sits down at the bar.
And you're with this rebel, huh?
Yeah, at the moment.
Against his better judgment.
Helping him out with a couple of things.
He picks up a rag with one hand and is wiping the crumbs off the countertop in front of you, just sort of getting it ready. And he pours a pint with the other hand and passes it down the bar.
Cheers, lad.
So how's life been keeping you, huh? Have you been having a good day?
Every day in Miss Light is pretty fortunate.
That's fair. Could be
Of course,
a
all
lot
things
worse.
have to end sometime soon, huh?
Can we not get morbid?
I'm just saying you lot are not particularly popular, nor welcome around here.
No.
What about your persuasive friend? Is he around?
Well, you miss him too.
He
He
just
is
looks
around.
at you with a sour expression.
He's around. Come on,
He'll
lighten
be
up,
in
dude.
shortly.
There I thought I had some luck left.
He was thought wrong.
You never know. He might be out for the night.
But hey, it could be worse. You could be us.
Ollie,
Why don't you regale us with your tales of adventure then?
Ollie reaches into his pocket and stacks up 5 gold and slides them over to him and says, "Keep it coming, mate."
Oh god.
And that I shall.
No, you may hate us.
He kind of
There's
like he
one
just,
thing we're
feels
good
like, he
for.
just like looks over at Philip and winks at him.
There's
Philip
one
actually
good.
will tell the story.
There's one thing we're good for. That. Fuck tons of gold. That.
True.
Philip Philip fucking sips his ale. He says, "It all started when we were in prison." And he proceeds to
It goes all blurry.
And then after like the short version, definitely the short version was definitely a very like pessimistic spin on things.
Not
And,
all the information is given.
and it ends with like, and then we saw what hell looks like.
And that's not a
Eh.
metaphor or anything.
You look back after you finish your recounting and you see that he is just pouring a whiskey for someone on the other end of the bar.
Oh,
got-
that
You just got a
figures.
nod.
It's for the best. We probably shouldn't, draw attention to ourselves anyway.
Coming from the
Good
one
luck
throwing
doing
attention
that.
at ourselves.
What did you say?
Coming from the one throwing attention at ourselves.
That's what I'm just saying. I best with your head. Were you
You're your own
listening?
problem.
What?
You're your own problem in here.
Everything's my problem in here. Sips ale.
Yeah, after a little while, your eggs come. How do you want them prepared? You kind of just said eggs.
Over easy.
They're all soft boiled.
He just brings 4 raw eggs and he's like, you didn't specify.
Good protein in that, mate.
4 eggs in a shot glass.
Yeah.
Oh god, buff Philip.
Breakfast of champions.
But she is definitely over easy. Keep him runny.
I fucking cannot stomach runny yolk.
Honestly, yeah, same.
Even the thought of it makes me ill.
I love it so much.
Yeah, that was like
Oh.
a out of character thing. That's the main way I have it. If it's like solid, I'm like, oh.
Yeah, I was
if
watching you
it's solid, it's upsetting.
I was watching you cook your eggs for the fucking burger a couple of days ago. Like, oh yeah, he's gonna flip them over, cook them for like another minute or so, flip them over, flip them back, chuck it on your burger. I was like, oh god.
Oh,
Just
yeah.
to like
That's the
It's
one
just
thing
to
I'll
finish
always
off
cook
the
an egg-
whites, man.
exactly.
The one time I'll cook an egg all the way through and have the yolk solid is if I'm putting it in a burger. Because the worst thing ever is you bite into a burger and the yolk cracks, and then it
But
well,
it's-
not cracks, but like breaks, and then it just runs out. And it's like,
If you have that problem,
it's
you're
a
better off
mess.
just making a marbled egg.
yeah. So basically, best
You just
best
break the
thing
yolk
I
and
just-
mix it.
Okay, we should stop talking about this. We're making Chris sick.
Exactly.
Yeah, I'm just gonna say that Kelton tends to have the more refined palate out of us. I think the fact that he shares my opinion means that I'm correct.
There we go.
I have an anecdote about exactly that, but I'll save it for later.
Good.
He said steak was overrated. I disagree.
Steak is overrated.
I mean, it's overrated in the sense that like everyone, puts it on a massive pedestal, but it is still
this-
really
yeah.
good.
The
That
sense
is
of
what
being
overrated means.
Yeah.
Yeah, that is the definition of overrated.
It's only just
Good
overrated.
job.
It is really good.
Steaks, but it's nowhere near as good as lamb. Especially the lamb for we had. Oh fuck, that shit good.
You murderer.
Yeah, you know it. It was fucking.
You
good.
killed a lamb, but I
Not
get my
me, but
steak from
someone
a
else did.
supermarket, so I'm morally superior to you.
When Philip inhales those eggs. Because fuck it.
It's probably
Egg
about
time.
this time that Benedikt comes in.
Looking defeated.
You're looking disappointed.
How's it going,
Phil-
mate? You finished your thing?
I've got the prep work ready for tomorrow. Deception check.
Yeah, okay, a perception check. There's a chance. And I'm
Did you say
probably gonna have-
perception? It'd be insight.
Insight, sorry. There's a chance. And I'm probably going to have to use my Artificer shit. Never mind, I won't have to. Sure. Been a while since you've been in a forge, eh? Been in a smith, sorry. You know, I'm tired, okay? Shut up.
You're always tired.
Yep. That is true. Need some help.
No.
Maybe tired, but I'm good at it. I made my own armor. Shit's
Really?
Well,
You've
not
never
this- not
mentioned
this
that.
one. Not this one, but the last set.
Are you sure? Wait, how drunk are you? You're not wearing armor.
Oh, it's in a bag.
What, like, how did you fit armor in a bag?
I open up the bag of holding and pull it out. Well, part of it out. Ah, see? And then put it back in.
That's a full-size cuirass that you're, like, fitting in the opening of a small bag of holding.
And it's a It's special, okay? Technically, I can put this armor on in one action.
I'm
it's
just,
hold.
I'm
all
down.
hold,
I'm literally just doubting what I'm seeing in front of me.
Yeah.
I am holding down X. How are you jamming that in there?
Oh, don't worry about it.
You just fold it up like it's fucking made out of paper and you stuff it in the bag.
This is basically what I'm kind of picturing. What's it? Where is it? There's a good picture of it. Fuck. You remember in was it the first scene of Iron Man 2 where he pulls out the suitcase, and that's his armor. Basically, that's it. The bag of holding is the suitcase.
Mm-hmm. We.
Haha.
It's funny because like I was roasting you a couple months ago about how the Armourer is just Tony Stark.
Yeah, basically, but it's
And you're
that's the way I'm
embracing it.
describing Yeah, it's this. I grab it out and just put it on.
I mean, that's how you use normal armor as well, to be fair.
Was it, sorry?
That's how normal armor works.
Yeah, but still. It's his fan.
I mean, the fact that you can equip it as an action, I suppose, yes.
Yeah.
Wait a second. Oliver.
Yeah, mate.
I mean, the bartender didn't listen, but did you catch what I was talking about? About the whole adventure so far?
Yeah, it did. Seems like you lot have had a rough, eh?
Yes,
That's
we
pretty
have.
lightly.
You feel like changing your mind?
Nah, got my plan set, eh?
He seems
No?
stubborn. He seems very stubborn. I don't think you can change his mind about this.
Wait,
If
you
I
walked in
would,
here
well.
on purpose and you're staying?
Yeah.
He's the opposite of you.
I think you... Are you insane?
Who's to say who's really insane, you know?
Me!
I think that was a yes.
I like to think I got my head screwed on pretty straight.
I doubt that.
Oh, well,
Listen,
mate.
if I went and opted into this, I'd be, gone.
Out on the seven seas by the looks of it.
Very astute.
It looks like an angler's jacket.
Whalers.
Ah, that'll do
I thought for a while. Money's good. You get used to the blood very quickly.
it. Yeah, don't doubt that one bit, eh? Hell
Oh,
yeah,
yeah.
my age, you get real used to it anyway. Especially doing what I've been doing.
What have you been doing?
Living
That's
off
a
the
good
land,
question.
mainly.
Huh, makes sense.
What did you
Yeah.
say?
Living off the land, mainly. Go around, do all my own hunting, do my own do all my own cooking most of the time as well. It's not that great, but you know.
I'm
Yes.
a fucking amazing cook, dude.
He squints at you. Hunting what?
All sorts of critters out there, you know.
Hunting what?
Oh, there's there's elk, there's wild boar, game hens, that sort of stuff.
With a cannon.
It's not
Yeah,
a
you got a problem
cannon.
with that.
That's a gun. It's a different.
What?
This
What's
is
the difference? It's a small cannon.
not a cannon though. Cannons would turn it to a pulp. This here just puts a little bullet in it.
That's
Yeah,
why
it's a
a
little
small
fist
cannon.
size hole in it, eh?
Yeah. Okay.
Hmm.
It's a very big difference.
Hell, I haven't had this the whole time either. I'm pretty good with the crossbow.
Why do you have a cannon to shoot elk and such?
Fun.
Yeah. Why boys got it?
Yeah. Then
When you
again,
get to my
I-
age, all subtlety tends to go out the window, eh?
Can I insight check that?
Sure.
I don't know if you're out of character. I feel like it's not even lying. It's just Admitting the truth.
Maybe he's just that much of a madman,
I didn't change to Philip. That's me right now.
and therefore it doesn't count. No, I'm kidding. Or if that was the case, then Ryan's rolls would never count.
Hey.
It was 13. Kind of weak.
Yeah, you feel like Duncan. Sorry. Other NPC. Oliver. You feel like he's
Duncan.
telling the truth.
Is that the donut?
Dunkin' Donuts.
Well, that's certainly quite eccentric.
Hey, that's why you don't get bored, eh?
I had no problem with boredom.
What do you do to pass the time other than drinking these days, anyway?
Just a moment.
I fish typically. I read a lot actually. Write a little. Watch the sunset. Watch the sunrise. Eat pleasant food. Lay in pleasant places.
Definitely someone of the mind, then, eh?
Of the what?
Of the mind.
Oh. Well, you could say that. I've been told I was quite smart. I am quite smart.
Was.
Is. Thank you. Yeah, not.
After you joined us, it went downhill.
I'm not strong, but I can run for a really, really long time. I can swim for a long time.
Now that one there actually is true. The swimming part is actually really true. I haven't seen a man swim faster than him. It's unnatural.
It would be kind of a shame if you couldn't, eh?
Well, you'd be surprised. I mean, most people, a bunch of people I know in the boating industry, they can't actually swim.
That seems
I
real
mean-
counterintuitive, eh?
See, you'd think that. It is counterintuitive. Well, no, it is counterintuitive for sure, but I mean, if you're in the water, something's gone wrong.
Yeah, I was gonna say, like, if you're in the water and you're not supposed to be in the water, I mean, you're fucked up somewhere, and swimming's the
Yeah.
least of your problems.
That's why
It
we have the
encourages you to
boat.
not fall off.
It encourages you not to fall off. Yeah. Thanks, Barkeep. That's a good one.
Point is, you can get by without swimming on a boat. I mean, I enjoyed floating, at the very least.
But floating,
Yeah,
like
floating on
just bobbing up and down.
yeah, just laying on the water on my back, floating. It's quite relaxing. I miss it.
A voice
Right.
does come from somewhere behind the bar saying, "Duncan, the mean's gone bad," and then the barkeep says, and you see him go out the back to deal with it.
Like looks at his drink and he's like, "Oh yeah, I got ale." And he resumes his sipping.
Quick question: you guys want to stay here? I
No.
don't know. Do you want to camp out? Rough it. Maybe we could get some camping tips from Ollie.
Hmm.
More of an enthusiast than a professional, mate.
Camping tip number 1. Don't
Don't
fuck
fucking
up the
die.
tent.
If you run out of water in your water skin, drink your own piss. Actually,
Number
don't do that. It's
14,
terrible for you.
Burger King foot lettuce.
Oh god,
Yeah.
I was hoping that joke wouldn't be said for the 9,000th time.
Yeah.
True that.
Unfortunately, no.
Someone
We can't have
invited.
nice things, unfortunately.
Someone invited Jarod. God damn it.
Fuck, who would do that, eh?
Listen, at this point, I think I've slept in a tent on the ground even more than a bed at this point. So I think I want to take the bed option.
I mean, we just roughed it last night.
Yeah.
It's
You
it is.
did.
Is that enough
Wasn't
roughing
great.
it? Hmm?
How much does it stay in this place?
That's just what I'm calling up.
Oh, okay.
This shithole like a copper.
It's free. They pay you.
Hey, this place ain't bad.
They're just fucking
Okay.
masochists, and they just fucking they pay you to make you miserable.
It was a bar I had East I went to once, then tried to stay a night. They literally just had slabs of fucking stone for you to sleep on.
I mean sadists. Oops.
Stone? That's... Dirt is better than the stone.
To be fair, it was some sort of
Well,
weird,
yeah.
like, religious place, but, you know.
Interesting. That maybe it's those type of things a bunch. I think it's Ilmater, Ilmatari.
Something like that,
Something
maybe.
like- Yeah, those guys. They're into the whole pain thing. I think that's them anyway. I'm not totally sure. It's still kind of.
You're ballparking it. What's...
Uh,
Like,
I got this
you'll
right.
be-
They're the pain ones, right? They're like they
Yeah, suffering and
exactly. And a
Triumph.
stone bed is like peak suffering.
You know,
Yeah,
I
there
thought
you
it was
go.
masochists who like pain.
yes, correct. He's still not wrong.
Okay, so once the barkeep comes back, you go up and inquire.
Hey, mate, how much is a night here?
1 gold, 6 silver.
Oh, yeah, I can do that.
Right.
I've got 3 rooms available. So 2 of you are gonna have to bunk.
Hmm.
Huh.
I will not bunk.
How big are the beds?
Neither will I.
Yeah, I don't want to bunk either.
Jesus. Hey, I'm
Too
not
bad.
that bad.
I already paid.
I proclaimed my lack of bunkery first, so I think that entitles me to not have to bunk. That's basic, right?
You know what? How about this? Philip, I'll just grab my bedroll and just chuck it at the bottom of the bed. Yeah, on the floor or something.
In a room other than mine, right?
No, I was saying your room.
Philip squints at you.
You know what? No, never mind. You're being mean. Yeah, I'm gonna choose someone else.
That would be mean if you weren't so annoying.
Wait up. Wait. Didn't I make you something very, very thoughtful recently?
Uh,
Yeah, you're treating me mean.
You
I'm very
did.
kind.
I-
I'm very kind.
Oh, listen, I'm sorry. It wasn't in the forefront of my mind. I kind of just.
Oh, good. Oh, good. Okay, I have blindness, deafness prepared.
Why is that good?
I'll just deafen
What's
myself,
your end?
Just like,
and then I could just sleep through it. Unfortunately, it only lasts 1 minute.
Oh,
You cast it and cast sleep on yourself and hope it lasts.
Just punch myself in the face a few times and then cast sleep.
Ben would have like 70 odd hit points, right? Like 60, 70.
68.
Yeah, he couldn't sleep himself. There's like a bunch of DA.
I just keep punching myself in the face.
hey Benedikt, congrats. Your work at the Smith has awakened some extra constitution in you to get 1 hit point.
Oh, hell yeah.
Wow!
I like it. I'm taking this as gospel. The DM said it, and he was only being mildly sarcastic.
Honestly, it's 1 hit point. It's kind of up to you.
Oh, it's already done.
Yeah.
Fucking number.
He finished typing it in before you finished saying it.
Yeah.
Either way, out of character. Anyone mind if I sleep on the floor on a bedroll?
Now you go for it, mate.
Cool. I'll sleep in his room then. I'll get to know the new guy.
But I did actually.
What's the time? It was like midday-ish when we got into town.
Yeah, it took you about 5 hours to get your accoutrement sorted.
So I guess that's like
And
7 p.m.-ish now.
yeah, about that.
Still got a couple of hours to burn if you want to do anything else.
Nah,
just
I'm gonna get an
relax
early
down, get
one.
this.
Yeah,
Yeah.
right.
Oh, do you
11
need help
PM
with your
early.
smithing? I can point.
I'm
do
good.
some pointers and stuff. Now, come on, man. I'm good at this shit. I'm good.
This is a solo project. I have a pariah point to waste. Okay, I refuse.
God.
I would rather waste it on like using it on something that's completely pointless in game than just letting it like dissolve as I leveled up, which is what I know a few of you have done.
Oh gosh. But there you sure you'll get it, right? Like, pride of craftsman and stuff and doing your own thing and having it all be you and whatnot, right? You refuse
Yeah.
help. Yeah.
Oh, no, not necessarily. It depends if the help can be useful. And if they know what they're doing.
Well, that does matter, but
Yeah. Like, for example, when Ollie came in and said something earlier about one of the stuff I was making, I accepted that. Good info. Maybe
Chris,
something I
helpful.
missed. No, even the best of us can miss things.
Yeah, but the last time that we did a group project, you just pulled out the portable like fucking the portable power hammer, and it just like completely ruined the day of smithing. It made it go by so quickly.
it was
Look,
too
It's
helpful.
efficient. It's efficient.
And I don't
okay?
like how you hammer along with a metronome. It seems very pretentious.
The metronome, fucking Christ. What kind of picture of a man are you painting?
Oh my god. It's
It's
okay.
all canon
I
now.
understand.
This is him.
I understand that you like to work at your own pace. I'm too fast for you.
Ooh.
No, it's not it's not the speed. It's all like the magical nonsense.
Smithing. I'm not tinkering with anything. There's no magical nonsense going on. It's literally just smithing.
Well, if it's literally just smithing, no offense, look at those noodle arms.
You'd be surprised.
I've seen you have a rather limp wrist. I know that you
I'm
use your
above
arm.
average. I'm above average when it comes to this sort of stuff.
I know that you use your power armor to help you smith, okay? I know that you have performance issues when you're unarmored. It's okay. It happens to the best of us.
We're gonna have to have a smith off it one day.
I mean, you're gonna
Fucking
win because you're
swear.
gonna use some nonsense.
I'm not.
Like
I
some,
won't even use the armor. I'm just better.
you'll, like, use some brain gunk or something.
That's called being smart.
Yeah,
Knowing
it's
the right
disgusting.
techniques. You don't like you think you just hit it
I
till
mean-
it's done.
You headbutt it, and, like, it just gets better. It doesn't make sense.
I don't headbutt it, okay?
What?
There's
You
a
said that you
technique
use
to
your
it.
mind.
Yeah, it's a technique.
I know, headbutting.
Oh my god, it's like fucking arguing with a brick wall. Philip,
See,
at
he's
least
not
you
that
fight
smart.
back.
Mhm.
Some intelligent shit.
What did you say just now?
I
someone
prefer
else.
arguing with you. At least you argue back with some intelligent shit.
Oh, compliment. Thank
Oh,
you. But
yeah.
it is true. I do try to make a good point.
That's where you go wrong.
What?
You just infuriate him by talking nonsense. It's fucking hilarious.
I thought I was mean. Goodness me.
And thus, Benedikt revealed that he truly has the highest wisdom in the party.
Yeah, no, Benedikt's a lot wiser than me. Alright, well, I'm gonna head off to bed early.
I'll be up a little bit more drinking and then be in bed. But
Alright,
don't
Leave
leave
the
more to
room up.
go.
Leave the room unlocked, mate. I'm gonna go for a walk.
Alright. When I say go to bed early, I mean he hops into his sleeping bag up there.
And just
He
plays
just
on his
stares at
phone
the
for the rest of the
that stares at the ceiling and just can't sleep.
night.
Like
Uh,
he just feels empty. Like I need to do something, but I can't do something. But I need to. My body wants to do something, but I can't.
He
And
just opens
mine's
his mouth
different.
and goes, "Isn't this the fucking worst? You know when you're tired all day and then you finally go to bed and you can't sleep for shit? What's up with that?"
It's like a
Certain
fucking Ned's
laughter I hear.
declassified cutaway.
Yeah.
it'd be a
That's a big
huge
shock.
upgrade if that was if Yusheil's like inner monologue was voiced by Chris Rock. Just everybody hates Chris it up.
Hey, you know what they say? You know what they say about sleeping? Black don't crack.
Jesus.
Fucking hell.
God.
Alrighty. Philip, as you take a swig of your ale, your ale, you feel a twinge at the length of your arm, and you almost drop the mug.
Yeah. Ooh. I examined my arm for what could have done that, like a bug or something.
No. There does seem to be some fresh bruising, but it
Oh,
fades even as you look at it.
I would like to do a perception check for any potential assailant. In fact,
Sure.
he like the skull's the last mouthful of ale, sit down, and then he has a gander. Give him a fighting chance. Normal roll, sweet. 20.
No, there was no one near you at the time.
Huh.
It started to dwindle in the hours of night.
Does it form any kind of pattern?
It went up the length of your arm.
Huh. Well, it did say the mead might have been bad. But that's a bit more than bad need. Hmm.
Meanwhile, in Yusheil's room, at least Duncan. I keep saying it. Oliver kicks down the door drunkenly, like an abusive stepfather.
Nah, he would have gone out for a walk before going to bed.
Okay, at some point.
Yeah, probably around like 7:30, 8 o'clock-ish.
Cool. Yeah, it's a bright, moonlit night. They barely even need to light the street torches.
He pretty much just like heads up out of the market area and kind of like walks up the river.
Yeah, you can see the outlines of fish in the creek and whatnot. Just weaving your way through the trees and whatnot that that line the outside of Mistlight. It's a very serene location, that's for sure.
After a bit, you're pretty much just like find a good spot and kind of like sit down.
And
Or
what
just,
does
like,
he ponder?
Nothing in particular, just kind of like just sitting there. Then after a bit, he's gonna head back.
Okay. And then you kick down the door drunkenly.
Yeah, more or
Duncanly.
less.
Belt in hand.
Head back. That's time
Taking
for
off
Beats
the
by
belt
Dad.
as he's opening the door.
Beats by Dad.
Happy Father's Day.
Yeah,
Just
kinda
curb stomps Yusheil's head into a watermelon.
Jesus. Yeah, she was like set up right, like just enough behind the door that like his head's broken where it hits the wall.
It seems like an awful move.
Yeah.
Yeah.
They kick the door open, just crush it. Anyway. Yeah,
Or like
push
you
door
drag
open,
him open to the door and just kick the door.
Jesus. Yeah, just gotta like push open the door, close it like a little slammy, and then
Mhm.
climb into bed.
Mhm.
Ain't saying nothing.
Does Yusheil get to know him
That's up
like
to
he
you.
said he would?
In the biblical sense.
Yeah.
I'd say nah. Yusheil's just like staring, just space.
He's steering the cart to victory. Okay.
I just think about what's gonna fucking parade.
The night passes. And if you guys want, we can time skip the next day as well.
Yeah,
I just need
thinking
That's
Ryan to do
important.
his fucking roll in that.
Yeah, I need to
Yeah.
fail. I
Yeah.
need to fail the smithing roll and waste like the most powerful ability in the game,
Do it.
real quick. So I get +3. Another natural one. That is
Oh my
hilarious.
It
god.
just wasn't meant to be.
I'm spending the pariah point. I don't give a fuck.
You
I
can
mean-
try. You can try several times throughout the day, but you are going to have to pay for the materials.
Well, I mean, like, how long do you think it would take to make this thing? Because I mean, it's a pretty simple mask,
Yeah.
so I can't imagine. It would...
Probably 4 hours.
So I'd probably get like 2 shots at it.
Yeah.
I'll try one more time, and if that doesn't work, I'm wasting the pariah point.
Jesus.
Understandable.
One last try. Because like once I've used it for this, it's going to sit like in the temple as like a fucking, mark of Kalimdor. 60, so a 19.
There you go.
That's respectable.
Hell yeah.
Yeah, this attempt goes considerably better, and you have, while it's not flawless, it is a pretty damn convincing and pretty stylish Kalimdor mask.
Hell yeah. I do like
Complete, complete with his silly mustache.
with like just like my touches. I don't have like my own maker's mark yet. I need to get that next.
Yes.
But I like
I need to make his mark too.
I chisel in the family maker's mark on the inside of the mask, and then on the forehead of it I also carve in a little symbol of Kalimdor.
I like it.
Yeah.
Yeah, you've got the most fashionable masquerade mask of the bunch.
Yes. It also doubles as a faceplate.
Yeah.
I hope it was remotely worth it.
Hey, on the bright side, if this is a trap and I get shot in the face, I'm gonna survive and you guys aren't. So
Jesus.
You open the door to the Crimson Oak, and a bunch of automated crossbows just fire
Directly
towards
at
your
everyone's face.
faces. Yeah, and Benedikt is the only one who survives. How about that? How about that for foresight?
Doomguide's little derringer just like, mask check, bang! And just fucking shoots you in the forehead.
You
by
idiots!
the
You got
way-
paper masks? What are you, fucking retarded?
Oh, by the way, Benedikt's the main character now.
Damn it!
What's happening again?
I mean, I am the viewpoint character, but for
We
anyone
do-
who's watching.
We do hear an internal monologue over everything.
True.
You can see his every act.
It was a cold day this day when we talked about my inner monologue.
Okay.
I was gonna say something about forgotten it.
At the crack of dawn, you will leave Mistlight, I guess,
Good riddance.
or Vamoose, and get the fuck out of here.
But on the way to
Oh, I remember
back to
my
the
question.
fort and whatnot, Philip will just ask like the group.
Hold up.
Daniel?
What was Kelton gonna say?
Would it be possible to wear probably not studded leather, but like a leather chest piece under the suit without it being too noticeable?
Hmm.
Studded leather would probably be way too bulky, yeah.
Yeah, it would. I'd
The-
say even now, because it's like
Le-
it's
leather-
medieval.
Leather armor is like it's basically like a plate
It is.
armor made out of leather.
Yeah, I was gonna say it is pretty thick, okay.
Yeah, it's pretty archaic in design. So
Alright,
yeah,
that is
it wouldn't collapse well.
it.
Yeah, it's like a big ass like chest plate made out of boiled veg tan. It'd be thick as.
Steam tan?
Yes.
Aurora Borealis.
Proceed, Keegan, I apologize.
No, all is well. Philip will ask the group in general. Did any of you guys get a strange like bruise appear on your body at some point during the night at all? Did that happen?
No.
If I did, it didn't wake me up. Whereabouts?
Like on my arm, like all the way up, like almost to the thing. It appeared. I noticed it, and then it started like to disappear.
Is it the same arm as your runes?
My runes are on my ribs.
Oh, that's right. Yeah.
Yeah, and if I went on my arm, then yeah, I'd suspect that. But as far as I know, no arm shenanigans have happened.
I'll do a medicine check if he allows me.
I will.
Just before you do that,
Oh,
though,
shit. My bad.
No, it's okay. It may still apply.
Mm-hmm. What were you gonna say? Oh, you're just checking something out?
Yeah.
I got you. I rolled bad, so... Maybe you're right. Maybe I do roll historically bad as Benedikt.
Oh my god.
Wait, I forgot an important character detail.
Oh no.
Actually, it's all right. It's away.
Wait,
Hmm.
what?
It's fine. It went away in the same night. I'm sure it's probably nothing.
Yeah,
Alright.
probably.
I
But if
mean,
you die, you better let us fucking know.
if it falls off,
Or
yeah,
that.
it's gonna take me a while to fix it. I can do it, though.
Wait, really?
I mean, not yet.
Oh,
I can make you a replacement, but it might take a little bit.
Too much grip
Like a-
strength with his replacement, though. Gotta
I
be
need
careful.
some humanity or something with doing
Gotta
that.
relearn how to do everything.
What was it, sorry?
Yeah,
I
the
want some
increased grip
humanity.
strength.
No, you wouldn't. You'd be fine.
And plus, I have all this muscle memory in this arm. I had the perfect cast.
Then you'll have magical muscle memory.
So we'll lose the perfect cast. I have mastered it.
You never know. You could equip the rod into that arm.
Well, that's actually kind of tempting. Ooh.
Yeah, I think we could chop it off right now.
That no.
Fuck's sake.
She was like, yeah, no, we wouldn't do that. Might get infected.
Jesus.
Starts drawing a notebook.
But maybe we
God.
can use the infection.
Mm.
I can power him. He can touch people with necrotic touch using infection.
He'll become even stronger.
Jesus. I don't even
He
want
I mean-
that one.
It's
Dark
getting
Lady
to
of
the
the
point where
Swamp.
Yusheil is just going to invent the con ran by a fish harvester and give it to Filip.
How much would you expect to pay?
Oh,
For fresh
God.
fish every day.
Well, we're not gonna tell you, because this is an infomercial.
And what's that? You only wanted one? Get fucked. Have two, cunt.
Jesus.
What are you,
Or in
fucking
the next
retarded?
15 minutes, and I will suck your dick.
Yeah.
Also take all this other shit we can't sell.
This
We've
is not
inflated the
negotiable.
price. And we're giving you more shit that you're never going to use.
Funnily enough, the thing that comes in this giveaway is the last thing we advertise on this channel.
Yeah, you know how we were lying about how that cost $400? Yeah, well now we're giving it away for free. Don't look into it.
Our sales figures are lower than the ninth circle of hell.
The only reason why we can afford these spots is because no one's watching TV right now.
This is a fucked business model, and yet somehow we've been doing it for over 20.
We prey upon the old people and the unemployed.
Basically a scam call center. Anyway,
Forget about it.
Forget about it.
yeah, let me just roll. We'll just do a roll real quick for no reason.
Will you roll for no reason?
We're in
Yeah, okay.
danger.
No, we're not.
Nah. You ride through the day safely, and from where you guys are camping, you can actually see the lights of the fort.
Hey.
It's very faintly, but you can see it.
Got a real landmark, hey?
Turn the garbage tavern music off.
Beyond the tavern.
You have departed the tavern. Okay. For tonight's camping, does anybody do anything special?
Nothing that needs mentioning at the very least.
Hmm.
Philip may investigate his arm on his own. But like in classic, D&D character style, away from the group.
Yeah,
Ah.
surreptitiously. Have a level in rogue. Why not?
Fuck yes.
I will, I'll go into the woods and look for something interesting.
Cool.
I'm
And
gonna
come
prepare.
back with sticks.
You
Oh, hi
find a
there.
scrap of fox fur.
Ooh, hell yeah.
Ooh.
Ooh, piece of candy.
I'm gonna prepare backup limbs for every single person, or at least
my
designs for
God.
backup limbs.
Jesus.
But they're all like left hands and left feet. You don't get a right hand or a right foot. It's only left-handed right now.
Jesus.
See, this is why I don't let him work on my projects, because he's left-handed. He is the devil.
That's because that was the first one that fucking popped into mind.
That's because you're left-handed.
Yeah.
Or, as I like to say, wrong.
Dang.
He's the only lefty. We can make fun of him, right?
Yeah, we can.
Yeah.
Damn.
I mean, it'd be a crime not to.
No, this is unusual.
I know, because I'm heavily outnumbered in my other group.
Yeah. It's weird.
Wait, is Joseph a lefty as well?
No.
Okay, it's still two lefties and two righties. That's unnatural.
That
Yeah,
is
it
more
just
than
ain't
the
right.
statistics would imply.
No, exactly. Throughout high school, like in high school, we had three of us who were left-handed. And I think like three of us were right-handed, sort of thing. So that
Man,
was an
good to
even split. Yeah,
attract all the freaks.
we left-handed people need to stick together. You know.
Yeah, you need to sit
Oh.
next to each other so you don't annoy us normal people.
I mean, it depends on what. It depends. Like when in high school, you could get it perfect if both person had like their arm in the perfect spot where you wouldn't bump each other, or you'd be suffering, both of you.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, you just have to swap seats if that's happening. But it's
Yeah.
still a pain in the ass.
Luckily, I didn't
Especially if
have
there's
that
a
problem.
range setting. Like in intermediate we had a range setting.
I
Yeah,
didn't
fuck
have
that.
that problem really. I'd usually just sit with my friend Luke since we were always in the same class and we were both left-handed. That worked out
Yeah.
well.
It's a
Away
good thing
from-
Luke was left-handed when he got his arm cut off by Darth Vader.
Yeah. Otherwise, he wouldn't be able to do things.
Otherwise, he wouldn't be able to masturbate.
That was the thing I was referencing.
Good. Very good.
All right.
You know, I'm
Yeah,
just
away
I'm just a
from-
straight shooter. I just tell it like it is. I'm just brutally honest with people. Keegan, I've
Ugh.
never liked you.
Yeah. Anyway, away from the group, Philip will grab his arm as though it's a foreign entity and just kind of like whispered to it, "What do you want from me?"
There's no like obvious response, but it sort of seems like the shadows just get a little bit longer.
Hmm. I know you're listening.
I'll be back in. Sorry.
You're always listening, aren't you?
Nothing but the deafening silence. The idle chatter from camp nearby.
Philip waits a little bit longer. Then he returns to the group. Hey, Yusheil, does this rod, like, need a bit of water to be cast into, or can I just do it anywhere? Can I just... On the dirty... Oh, you went back, that's right.
You went Afka. Unfortunate. Does Oliver or Benedikt want to say or do anything of note?
No. He's just gonna be looking at things that are probably decomposing because he's a weird dude like that, you know?
Yeah. He is.
Well, he's gonna go on another war.
On a what? On a what?
On another walk.
Well, Yusheil's, off in his own place, not answering my VOD questions, so yeah, it's... Why not? Screw it.
Yeah, there's a fair bit to see out in the Kanamon wilds, provided you enjoy trees and small critters
At the start, that at least.
and small bodies of water.
Nice.
Water.
I love water.
He is gonna.
Uh,
He's gonna have a search for anything he could hunt. Um. Hold up. Right.
Um. Absolutely.
Excellent. I will do that then, because he's not very good at perception. Ah, ignore the second one, even though it's infinitely better.
Yeah, it certainly was, but that's okay. Um. Yeah, no, the various critters around the place don't make for very good eating. And even if they were, probably wouldn't be enough to feed four. Um, you have a look around, and yeah, pickings are slim tonight. Looks like it's going to be a rations night.
Okay. Pretty much just like, pretty much just returns to camp and
Yeah.
past everyone and goes to bed.
There is a familiar tugging feeling of desperation in your belly, but you quell it.
Yeah.
It's that shit that needs to come out.
But,
I need to shed.
just fucking incubating a xenomorph, nothing terrible.
Yeah. He just takes his jacket off, starts sweating.
I think you mean a what
Oh,
are they
no,
called
no,
again?
okay.
A slard.
it would be an
Oh,
analog.
yeah.
Yeah,
Hmm.
that actually happens.
Yeah. It took me a
Like
second to
a-
remember what a slab was.
Like a salad.
A salad.
I love me a green salad.
That's like one of the only episodes I remember.
It's unfortunate, Kelton. You should remember at least half of them.
But yeah, other than that, just kind of like ignore everyone and go to bed.
Okay. Philip,
What?
ask your question.
Oh, right, so shield.
Mhm.
Go back. Does the rod, does it need like a little body of water to be cast into, or does it work like anywhere, like on the ground or something?
I don't know.
Wait,
Why don't you try it out?
oh, okay.
Yeah, let's see.
He finds a clearing, and he winds up. There's no he just fucking casts it like with no regard for anything. He just sends the sinker as far as he fucking can.
Yeah. With no regard for anyone or anything else, Philip, in his element, winds back, throws it out. And there's a plop.
Plop?
Yeah. The familiar
Plop?
sound of a.
Huh.
Yeah.
Look at that. It does.
Wow. Anywhere.
That's cool.
That is cool.
And I'll say, if you're gonna catch a land shark,
I hope those aren't a thing that's terrifying enough to see. I like them. Look at me dong. I'm quite fond of them.
mm-hmm.
I don't want to meet one.
I see. So you do like bees more.
That's okay, yes. If you asked me, Philip, what would you rather encounter today? The fat little bumblebee or the ferocious hammerhead shark? I'm going to say a little bumblebee. Unless we're
Yeah.
on land, I guess, because at the end of the hammerhead will just flop around on the dirt, so that's really helpless, actually.
Hmm.
But then that's bad for the shark. I don't want it to die.
Mid sentence, Philip, you get a
Oh.
bite.
Ooh. That one moment, and then you start like reeling it in bit by bit, letting it tire itself out. The old technique.
I wonder if you're gonna.
Technique, technique,
The technique.
technique.
I wonder
the-
if you're gonna get an Avila.
And the technique pays off. You reel in one of the unusual fish. Except
the shadow
this one is a little more unusual.
Explain.
It's wearing a hat.
What kind of hat, Christopher?
It's wearing a red velvet hat with a white trim and a white tuft on the end.
Like a bowler hat? Like a beanie?
I'll send you a reference image to show you what I mean.
No, please do. Strange. I try to pluck it off?
It comes off just fine. It's very wet.
Philip's smile just like falls into this absolute disbelief. What in the... Where did it find this? What is it wearing? What kind of hat even is this? It looks ridiculous. What? What kind of fish are in the... No, hang on a second. I take the fish. It's still alive, right?
Yes.
And you do it. I
It is
walk...
thrashing about.
I try and find a nearby pond with a fish in my arms.
Mm-hmm.
Do I find one easy enough?
Yeah, just like a little brook.
Okay, just a reminder, the rules changed for Philip's watery speech. And so he jumps into the pond.
Uh-huh.
And with both of them under the pond, he can now understand the fish. And he says, "Explain yourself."
In a very quiet voice, you hear it say, "It's the most magical time of the year."
Magical? What do you mean? It's like a normal day, I think.
Not where I'm from, partner.
Where are you from?
I'm from the elemental plane of water. Pretty cool.
It seems interesting, but they have holidays over there? I thought it was just water and fish.
Well, of course we have holidays. At least us fish do.
Where did you get that hat?
Well, we make them and we sell 'em. And man, y'all don't have Christmas?
What the hell's a Christmas? That's not... No, and how do you even make them? He grabs its fin, like
Hey!
little bit, like pinches it, like
Hi! Hi!
up. I'm just saying, like, how do you even make them with those little... You don't have hands. I think.
This poor fish gonna realize it can't breathe.
It's in a
Sounds kinda
pond of
like-
water.
Yeah, yeah.
Oh, it is,
You
oh,
don't-
it's in a
you-
pond.
Yeah, yeah.
So is Philip.
Yeah, they Ryan, they changed the fathomless one so that, like, rather than having a swim speed, They have to both be underwater. But anyway, how do you even make these? How do you... Some of you have hands down there? Do you have little fish hands?
Hey man, if it's cool with you, I'm just gonna swim away now.
Uh, I mean, can I put you back maybe? It's just that you're out of the plane of water. You're in the material plane, the plane material, actually.
Oh,
And we know there's no Christmas here.
yeah, I already kind of don't like it.
Yeah, that's both of us there agree. Yes. Uh, okay, I have an idea. Philip's going to. Does he have any fabric on him? What could he use? Hang on, let me think for a moment. He's going to sacrifice. Would it be far-fetched from to have like a random, like, empty coin pouch on his purse and like a bit of like just like a sack of some kind? Just something. Myth books, subjugated, tinderbox, rations. I will sacrifice some ration. I'll put a ration over the hook. Not in a baity way, just like cover it up.
Yeah.
I'm like, okay. I need you to bite down onto this. And I will put you back.
Well, I mean, I bit
Okay.
onto it once, and I ended up in the prime material plane. What could possibly go wrong, right?
I don't think there are more planes. I mean, it's fire, water, this one. Point is, I'm sending you away. But remember, when I made this leg, I can't hear him. I can't hear you anymore. So don't bother trying to talk. This little pond.
Well, geez, okay.
I'm sorry to bother you.
So good.
With that,
Fish.
Philip,
Fish is just chilling.
with that, Philip, swamp man out of a pond, fish on the hook, and he really gently casts it. Like, it just like more of a gesture than anything.
Mm-hmm.
Which, is that enough for it to just, end up in the plane of water?
I'll say yeah. Why not?
Okay. And I guess the fish just, vanishes. Do I feel it let go of the food?
Yeah.
Oh. I reel it back in.
God, you ruined that poor fish's Christmas.
I mean,
You
he can
really
go back home in
did.
time. No. He's in home. That's the story.
You really did just ruin his Christmas. Holy hell.
And Philip, sits back at the camp. He walks back, soaking wet, head to toe this time. He sits down and he was utterly disturbed and forlorn. This is one of those times where he resembles his avatar very closely.
Waterlogged and wistful.
No, he's gonna fucking talk to Yusheil. Fuck it. It's like, Yusheil.
Yep.
I don't know how I was, taken up.
Mm-hmm.
Hey, Ben, you two listen to this.
What? Yeah, what?
I don't know, we're just fish.
Hmm?
We're just fish.
We're not fish.
We're fish. Well, listen, that fish I yanked up, it had a It had things to do and places to be, and I just got it. Just by pure circumstance, I yanked it out, and I ruined its day, I think. Where was this fish? I was, minding my own business.
fishing.
On my boat, fishing.
Phil-
Yes,
Philip,
it's
Philip,
ironic.
Philip.
What?
I'm gonna
What is
let
it?
I'm gonna let you finish, but you really need to lay off the sauce.
No, you don't understand. I was minding my own business when Hydromenos and his hook, he hooked me. That was the prison. He got me in the hook, and now I was yanked up into an unfamiliar world, and it's just everything sucks since. Everything sucks.
Oh my
Ever since that, I was hooked.
But that means
If it makes you feel any better, if it makes you feel any better, and I can't imagine it will, the world kind of always sucked. You've only just started to notice.
That is fair.
Well,
That is very fair.
the world sucked in balance. There were good things and there were bad things, and there were enough little nice things all together to outweigh the fact that everything sucks. And after being hooked, the scales have tipped towards the suck. And now bread doesn't taste as good, and fishing doesn't feel as good, and the sunset looks like the normal sky now it used to it. It's just... I got hooked!
You got
This
hooked.
is what I've been doing to fish all this time! I'm
No, no.
Hydromenos!
Dude,
Yusheil, I'm
dude.
Hydromenos!
Dude,
Oh, gosh!
We haven't been
you're
filleted and eaten
fishing
yet.
to eat. You're fishing to eat. It's different, okay?
I suppose, but I'm still taking
I-
it from
I-
their
I'd laugh
comings
if
and
this
goings.
is how we find out you don't like fish. You just fish for fun this whole time. You don't even like the taste.
fish are fun, not food.
Man, I eat them all the time.
Yeah, and they're tasty.
They are.
So what was so different about this one, huh? It's because you could speak to it now?
Yes.
And that's it.
I spoke to it. Him.
Yeah.
I think him.
Yeah.
He had he had a hat. Apparently it was Christ mess, and he had a little hat somehow. I don't know how he got that from, but he had a hat and everything, and he had like a whole holiday. I mean, they had the family and everything. I didn't have a family, but it's the same idea. Like, I mean, what if I was just, laying on the dock looking at the sunset, and then, well, no, it did happen. I was hooked.
Well, then that's the circle of life.
No, is life just getting hooked?
Yes.
Is life just us hooking things and then being hooked ourselves, and then some even
Yes.
bigger thing hooks that thing?
Yes.
I don't know about you guys, but
Oh.
I've heard the word hooked too many times, and now it doesn't make sense to me.
Here I thought you were the wise one.
Huh?
Hmm?
Well, I don't know, intelligent boy. Tell me what that's called.
What hooks the hooksman?
Hooks the hooks.
I'm lost in this metaphor right now.
So lost now. I think he's just
I've
speaking
been
random
found.
shit. No, you haven't.
Do the tooth teeth have teeth too?
What?
Do the tooth teeth have teeth too?
The tooth teeth had teeth too.
Hey, by the way, Philip, you're really doing good on like messing with old Yusheil's mind there. I see you've been taking pointers from me.
No, I'm not messing with anything.
What, really? Wait, you're
This is-
genuine? You're genuinely this confused?
This is genuine. This is the most real thing I've had in a little while.
It's one way of existential dread rising to the surface, I guess.
It's brutally real. Oh my goodness.
Wait,
Goodness.
wait a minute. How much have you drunk tonight?
I
Wait, you emptied the fucking unlimited jug, dude.
no.
That's empty. See?
I had a little bit.
No, that's completely empty.
Not very infinite, then, is it? No, I'm not even slurring my words or anything.
You just slurred it then.
Maybe that's the problem.
It's called my accent. Look. And he'll speak Elvish for a moment. This is how I sound in Elvish. It's a bit like Cassius, actually, in hindsight, but he sounds a lot more normal.
Do you understand what
Wait
he's
a
saying?
minute. Just gonna remind myself of what languages I understand.
I did the same thing.
Oh, I do understand you.
Look,
Nice.
see? No accent. Well, some accent, but not the other one. It's different now.
Okay, can you please stop speaking elf?
Why?
Because I can't understand it.
Yeah, so much for Brainy Boy over there.
Just
you're-
because I don't know a fucking language doesn't mean I'm not smart.
But hang on, you replied just then.
Huh?
Oh,
You're speaking common.
no, it's my Elvish accent. This is my common accent. It's different.
Oh. Fuck, well then I didn't understand.
Yeah.
Can you please
Dancing.
stop speaking elvish?
Okay. My point is... We've been hooked.
Wait, so quick question. You're not gonna fish anymore. I made you a useless gift.
I don't know. I mean, a life without fishing, I can't even imagine, but... If every single fish is like that, they go places. Huh.
The animal.
I mean, if you wanna stretch this metaphor out really far, like so far that it becomes almost useless. I mean, maybe fish are just like people, there are some that are just stagnant and just there to be picked up and eaten, and then there are some that are like us. And apparently they celebrate some weird religious holiday called Christmas.
Yeah, I don't know top of that thing. That's strange. But I mean, they all have lives and such. I don't think people should be eaten.
You mind if I
I
start writing this down for future ref?
go for it. I
Not
mean,
just
I will still fish, I suppose, but I'll put them back now.
What if you're hungry?
Honestly.
Yeah, look, you're hungry.
Well,
Like it'd be a bit of a disservice to not eat them if you're hungry. You caught them. It kind of hurts a little bit to get caught. I'd assume.
Are you gonna become a vegetarian?
I
Oh
mean,
yeah.
unless cows can talk.
I mean, with the right spell, yes.
But that's different. I didn't cast a
Yeah, but-
spell or anything. I
No,
just know what you were saying.
Yeah, but that's the thing. Like, it seems like this is the magical ability. They can't actually talk because I did not understand the shit what that thing was saying. I just throwing it around and
you were just
hopping it.
bubbling at each other. It was
Yeah.
weird.
It was fucking weird. Hey, Ollie.
Ollie's asleep.
I think that's a yes.
Yeah, that's a yes from him.
He's today in character.
Two sharp inhales. That's yes.
Yep.
Well, I think he has a respiratory problem.
Possibly.
I'm sure it'll be fine.
He'll be fine.
Sleep apnea.
Oh no.
Deviated
Go to
septum.
sleep, have a drink, go to sleep, and think about it in the morning, okay?
Oh no, I can't drink right now. I have to face this with utmost clarity.
Uh-huh.
This is important. This is real.
Uh-huh. I see.
In fact, I'll write this down.
Mm-hmm.
And he writes it down.
I remember when I first discovered the scary truth of the universe through a fish metaphor for the first time.
That's
I
a
was-
coming of age story as old as time itself.
It was an interesting week of my life. Didn't get much work done. Didn't sleep well.
What a fucked up situation.
I got over it by eating a trout sandwich.
And then I remembered how good trout tastes.
Night.
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 I hope sleep comes easily to you, but
It's not.
it's gonna be a while for me. And Philip writes down his entire bullshit, ridiculous train of thought. His epiphany.
Just get like chuckles from Yusheil throughout the night. The next day.
It is genuinely a pretty fucking like funny metaphor though.
Yeah.
Everyone wakes up.
Except for Philip.
Philip does
Mm.
not wake up. Philip
He is
is
now
dead.
fish. Philip is
Fi
fish.
Philip is now in like a fish metaphor like trance like meditative state. Similar to another character in the party.
He wakes up and has to wet his gills.
We have a new person in the party. It's Fishman.
Is this a fish in a Santa hat?
Is it Shark Boy?
Nice.
Can we get Lava Girl later?
Absolutely not.
Let's head to this ball. I want to get there.
Yeah. You guys have still got 5 days ahead of you.
We sure do.
Man, I'm getting bored of all this bloody rations we're having. Hey Phil,
The ice?
can you get us some fish?
I can. But I don't know.
Hmm?
I don't know if I want to, like devour them. I mean, that guy was pretty nice who I met last night. I pulled into a different dimension, and he was just like, "It's all good."
I don't know. I mean, if there's pretty chill fish, maybe they're like really uptight asshole fish that you'd be happy to eat.
Yeah.
I mean,
Maybe
presumably,
the
but
secret is just to talk to all of your fish before you decide whether or not to devour them. Or I
That
mean, you
sounds-
could just skip that step and just eat them anyway.
that sounds laborious. I mean, if only this hook could just seek out like just the worst fish, just the
Yep.
absolute most intolerable ones.
Osama bin Laden fish.
Headless fish.
Jesus.
It's just it's a xenophobic fish seeking missile. It just finds the most xenophobic, awful fucking
Osama
fish.
bin Laden.
I'm picturing fish like addressing a crowd of like mackerel or some shit about the fucking perils of trusting sardines, and the hook just comes down and he's just like, hang on, I gotta take this real quick.
God.
Hmm. I
So no
I
fish.
suppose, but if it's wearing a hat, it's going straight back.
That's the condition.
That's the condition.
Yeah, I
Yes.
mean, to be fair, I feel like if a fish managed to like weave a wool cap,
Yeah.
that they're probably a higher life form that we shouldn't be fucking with. So I'm with you on that.
Indeed. Those rayfin is a rayfin fish too. I mean, lobefin, they have kind of, sort of, almost tans, but rayfins have nothing in there. But anyway, and I go find a pond. I don't have to, but I'm gonna. Maybe I do have to. I don't know. I cast. I cast into the pond. Give it like a flick, and it goes like way further than it should. It's all in the fucking wrist, all in the technique.
Nice. Yeah, after about 20, 30 minutes, you get a bite and you reel it in. And it
Hey.
is a hatless fish, but it is still weird looking.
Philip breathes a
Edible.
sigh of relief.
Hey, what
And
the hell, boy?
he pulls out his dagger and he goes like stab it in the fucking brain, but for the first time ever he hesitates for a moment. and then he just shunk.
Oh, thank God, he's actually. We still get fish now.
Fuck's sake.
And he
I still get
Just
my
thought-
salmon.
he passes the very strange fish off to Yusheil.
I'm gonna cook this up. I'm gonna make a
Oh.
mean meal out of this.
I want to cook this so fucking hard.
I'm gonna cook the sentience right out of it. Philip will have nothing to worry about.
Jesus.
Just iron that shit out. There is
Alright.
nothing funny about existential dread.
Everything's funny about
Absolutely, yes.
existential dread.
Yeah, I mean, if you don't laugh, you cry when it comes to existential dread. So
I'm gonna do a cheeky check for my
He's right,
cooking.
you know.
And that's gonna
Yep.
be a mean meal.
Oh, that was
This is for tonight.
yes. Sorry, I said that directly to you, Chris. My bad.
But it was a
Sorry.
24.
Yeah, that's a 24. That is pretty damn good. You cook up a nice sashimi,
Oh hell yeah, sashimi.
complete with seasoning,
Hell
and
yeah.
served to perfection. Muy
Mm,
bien.
muy bien. Here you go, guys. Dig in.
Ooh,
This is probably the best dish I've cooked for you in a long time.
wow. Well, it eats the fuck out of it.
I like a hat.
What?
Messing with you.
Ah.
you make like little fucking like cucumber hats.
Yes, I made a little cucumber hat.
Oh my god. Don't do that.
I'd say with the quality of this meal, can get 4 temporary hit points
Hell,
Hey.
for the next 24 hours.
And we're traveling.
yeah, man, we might encounter something.
We counter something that'd be useful.
The miscreant.
It's foreshadowing
That's
for our next encounter.
If we don't encounter anything,
It's gonna
it's
be
still okay. We
it's
got
gonna
4
be
temp HP. It was a good meal.
futuristic cyborg fish coming back for revenge.
Where are my testicles, Summer?
You stole our
Right,
hat.
my father. Prepare to die.
It's just fucking
My
old
hat.
Greg. Like
Oh.
old Greg comes with an Uzi.
Jesus.
I'm old Greg. I'm a scaly manfish.
So, Ollie, Oliver, what do you want to be called?
Is this like in the morning?
Yeah.
Either way, mate.
What do you think about what's happening here? Huh? Did you hear about the fish crisis?
Nah, I was zonked out, eh?
Yeah. Well, Philip's gone a little crazy.
I'm not crazy.
It's gone crazy.
I am
I'm not-
like by far the most second most sane one here.
No, you're not.
I must
Close
admit,
second.
I did seriously overthink the fish metaphor last night, and I also had a pretty bad sleep.
I had a bad sleep for a different reason.
Wait, it'll be the night before last.
Yeah. Yeah, the night before last. Okay.
The thing
You
is,
just see me bully him relentlessly throughout the day about fish, and you're just really confused.
in terms of sanity, as far as I can tell, we have Oliver at the bottom,
Hey,
then Yusheil, then it's close between me and Benedikt, I think.
You're talking about fish and going vegan because you talked to a fish. That's pretty fucking crazy, dude.
I didn't mention going vegan. I did talk to a fish, and he was very pleasant.
why am I at the bottom of the list?
Because you chose to be here. You thought of the apocalypse. You went up to it and thought,
Yeah.
oh, that was fun.
Some
That's
people
cool.
want to do the right thing. They don't have to be forced into it.
Something like that.
Well, the
Yeah.
right thing is one thing, but this is, it goes beyond like civic duty.
Yeah, but this is the whole universe we're up against. This is everything.
I want to fight the whole universe.
And here you are worried about some fish feeling.
When I have to now.
Oh man.
I don't know who's at the top, but I am certainly up there. That
No,
is
you're
my
Oh, it's a
that's
map.
that's
But
my party ranking.
It's
I
crackling.
agree. I think that technically Benedikt is pretty fucking sane.
Hey, stop walking.
And
You're
I
about to hit a tree.
I don't think Ollie is insane. Like, I'm crazy. I know that. Okay?
Yes, good.
But you're not sane. You're not you're not perfect either. You're pretty
I'm
bloody insane. It's the curse of the intelligent, okay?
no, I'm quite sane.
No, you're not.
You think I'm why?
Your fish philosophy. Come on.
That's just classic philosophy.
No,
If
it's not.
you didn't talk to the fish, how would you know what was happening there?
Suddenly, with a
Well-
blur of movement and a crash in the underbrush, you see two large black creatures come bounding from the tree line.
Oh,
No.
Charge. They begin to close ranks,
Ooh.
and as their maws and their tentacles start snapping in your direction, we're going to leave the session here for tonight.
Hell yeah.
Damn.
Alright.
It's a hell of a way to end. I like it.
Yeah.
Any racial slurs to say before I stop the recording?
Boy, I don't like Keegan.
So this is a shout out to all you cartographers out there. Keep it real.
Yep.
Mm,
That's
That's
the end.
about
I
it.
hate the